Happy Independence Day. Happy Independence Day. Today, we are celebrating our freedom from spiritual oppression. Okay, our freedom from being bullied, from having another person impose their intentions upon us. If you want to know how to get free on today, okay, or if you just want to celebrate your current freedom with me, okay, then stay tuned. All right. All right. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you all for joining me today for today's live broadcast of Listen, Honey Child. Okay. So I was just, kind of meditating. I was meditating on what we were going to be talking about. And, first of all and foremost, so let me put it out there to those of you who are supporting, who have supported, who've been supporting, shout out to you because you are a brave soul, okay? You are a brave soul because what brought me even to do a video on this is understanding and recognizing and realizing that there are people out there like in real life that have been ridiculed for supporting me, who have received backlash for supporting me, Evangelist Cherie Stern, who have even, who have been bullied, you know, um, because of their support for me. And you know what? I apologize for that if that is the case, but you standing firm, you standing solid in your support, really and truly that you're doing that for God. You're not doing that for me because whatever the case may be, I don't have to lie when I come to you with the word of God, when I come to you the way that He's given it to me, the word has been given to me, whether I come to you with an open Bible with some cards or just, completely off the muscle, then the truth is being told. The truth is being put out there. The positive energy of the word of truth is what you are supporting. And because that truth may have even helped you in some sort of way to realize where you are in this world, where you are on your spiritual journey. It may have helped you dive deeper and look into yourself and become more self aware and decide to make some changes, or something like that. And so I applaud you, okay, for standing firm, for standing up for yourself, okay. And one thing about it, a lot of times, things like black magic and spell work and negative intentions and negative energy, it's just looked at as, you know, it's looked through through the eyes of, yeah, that's negative behavior, but people really don't put it actually where it belongs and where it's supposed to be, because those negative intentions, that negative energy, that's spell work. Okay, that's spiritual warfare. That's someone trying to intentionally, you know, um, intentionally uh, practice harm against you, even if it comes to you and in a nice sweet little package, honey. And especially if it comes to you in a nice sweet little package, that's when you really need to be able to discern. Okay, and you really need to be able to look into your hearts and where now you ain't paranoid, they really did that shit. Okay, you're not just tripping. Oh, they really said that the way that they said it. And even if they didn't say it in so many words, they said it in a way to where the intention, okay, where the perceived intention was to cause harm and to extend control over a person. People can come to you with crocodile tears and all kind of woe is me story tales and all kinds of stuff to get you to believe their black magic. Okay, people will come to you in a way of being victim. It's a victim, especially if it is up against a person who is perceived as being, you know, rather strong minded, independent of thought. A person will come to you with their long list of sad tales and stories, okay, about woe is me and what they did, okay, in order to cause you to either change your mind or form an opinion, okay, and for whatever formed opinion of that, of another person, if somebody comes to you, well, so and so they did me wrong, they did, okay, and that causes you to either look at that person from from the victim's so-called state of mind, okay, but especially if that especially if that harm is intended, okay, to gaslight or manipulate you or to influence your thoughts or influence your behavior toward another person or toward another situation where you didn't come to that conclusion of that person because of the interactions you've had with them. You came to a conclusion about that person. Because number one, you might have been ridiculed. Okay, you might have, well, you don't need to be hanging around that person, or you don't need to talk to that person, or you don't need to give that person your time because of what they did to me. Okay, that's perpetuating spiritual warfare. That is trying to influence and exert control over another person's psyche. Okay, so there's very subtle ways. The devil is subtle. Just like when he came up in the garden with Eve, it said that the serpent was subtle. Okay, that means that they be kind of low key, right? They may not make a big jingle jangle. They might not make a big noise. It may just be them sitting up telling you something or gossiping about something and telling you something about a person, some story, okay, from the victim's perspective, okay, that perpetuates a thought or feeling over how you deal with another person or with other people. Okay. That that is, that often happens in cases of, let's just break it on down to be cults. Okay. Groupthink, mob mentality. Okay, if you can get a whole group of people thinking negative thoughts and having negative intentions towards one person, that's witchcraft right there. Okay, that's a coven right there for you. Okay, that's what that is. When you can get a whole group of people. Okay, y'all know some groups. You might be part of one yourself. Okay. And so you need to really evaluate, are the thoughts that you think your own thoughts, or is this someone else exerting spiritual warfare? Okay. Over your life. And if that is the case, then what we want to do today is recognize that bullying, recognize that spell work, recognize that black magic, recognize the spiritual warfare that you're dealing with, and the urgent need for spiritual healing and protection in your life. That is what I'm here for. There is an urgent need for healing and protection. There is an urgent need to cultivate a resilient mindset, a mindset that is impenetrable when it comes to thinking another person's thought, or or feeling what another person is feeling. Yes, there are places of empathy when that sort of thing is necessary, but if you have the sense enough to place a thought into the category of whether it is a positive thought or a negative thought, then that is where you begin. That is where your defense begins, because you are able to make a decision for yourself. Okay. You're able to reflect on your own experiences with another person. Okay, you're able to reflect on your own experiences just as a human being yourself. And and really what makes you tick, and what energy it is that you're in. Now, if you're in a negative space and you're in a negative energy, if you're a type of person that only think negative thoughts or always have something negative to think or say about somebody, then you are actually a perfect victim for someone projecting their thoughts and intentions through you. See, a lot of times people bully other people by using someone else. So they'll sit up and they'll tell you something about somebody else that'll get you all hot and bothered in your spirit, or whatever it is that you think you got going on. And then you will project out that other person's intention toward another person. If that ain't black magic and spell work, baby, I don't know what is. Okay, because some of you can be weak like that. Some of you can allow other people to put their thoughts and put their intentions into your mind to where you get to go out and be the flunky. Okay, where you get to, because honey, it's a lot of flunkies out here. Okay, and flunkyism is spell work. Okay, and mind control and bullying. And so if you're tired of being somebody's flunky, well, then this message is for you as well. Okay, so this kind of thing can happen. Some people are, you know have a um some people may have been not born, but some people may have been raised to be easily influenced. Okay. You have now let's we have to go way back to when they was born, because a lot of the things that we learn in this life and how to deal with this life, we learned before we're 5 years old. Okay. Some people have you know received that spirit of fear from their upbringing, mama, daddy, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Being in an abusive situation, being controlled by, whatever situation it was that they were, you know, raised into, being a product of their environment, a product of an environment of fear and control. Okay. That's something that we need to be getting free from too, because if you'll let them, if that's happened, of course, maybe you didn't have any control over it, that you didn't. Okay. But when you are able to recognize it, and you're able to recognize it not because I or anyone else pointed out to you, but because you recognize the weakness. Okay. You recognize, you know, you recognize that pretty much anybody can use you as a flunky by putting their intentions on you and causing you to go out and and take action on somebody else's intention and control. Okay, it's real, y'all. It's real. You may not want to admit it, but even if if you feel like you're a person with your own mind, okay, and that makes your own decisions about a situation, if you have ever been influenced, and like I said at the beginning, I was really talking about me. People who have received, because they've told me, people who have been ridiculed, who have been, who someone has come against them because of their support of evangelist Cherie. You know what I'm saying? But it also may resonate with some of you out there. Some of you may have been done that way, or that may be your testimony. Some of y'all scared to click in. A lot of times, I talked to my friend the other day, my friend that has been supporting me, letting me know some of this stuff come on the back end. Some of these views gonna come on the back end. It's gonna come back. Some of you sit up here and listen on the outside, like you standing outside the door, scared to click in, because either it ain't gonna be scared of me, you know. But because somebody else who also sitting up on the outside looking in might see that you done clicked in to see if you can't get you a word. You know what I'm saying? So it's all types of forms of spiritual warfare. And as a spiritual leader, that is something that I have had to come to understand, accept, and and really put into practice, that this is some of the one of the things that we about to get free from. Us, we need a safe place. We need safe places that foster empathy so that you can give out the right, okay, kind of energy to a person, something positive, something empathetic, something compassionate, something wrapped up in love, okay, and respect, all right, and and not something that is going to cause you to have negative energy perpetuated upon you, and a controlling factor in your life. Okay. So when you actually look at things like this spiritual warfare through the eyes of bullying, even through the eyes of looking around you to see who and what has had a negative influence on your thoughts, on your situation, on the words that you speak, on the way that you treat another person, then you really need to take an inventory, okay, and look at it through a different lens. Reveal that, if you actually knew the mind control and spell work and black magic that people try to demand over you, some that people try to exert over you. People do it all the time. They'll come up in your inbox, coming up in people inbox with screenshots and all that kind of stuff and fake ass information about somebody else. That's bullying. That's spell work. That's trying to, control another person, and make another person see something through your eyes. Okay. So then you will be the real witch. Okay, when you do stuff like that, passing information and all of that kind of stuff, not allowing somebody, if you wasn't there to see it yourself, if a person wasn't there to see it themselves, then hey, that's bullying and spell work, passing on something that happened somewhere that wasn't nobody even privy to. It's insidious and it's damaging to another person. And not only is it damaging to the person that you try to do that against, it's also damaging to you. It's damaging to your soul. Okay, it's damaging to your, even your perspective, because even if you think, even if you have it in your mind and you think that you actually have control over another person, then you are lending yourself, okay, to the works of darkness. Okay. Even if you think that you can tell somebody something, that you can go and spread a rumor or a lie about someone in order to affect the way that other people think about them, then you have opened yourself up to the control of the powers of darkness. And really, when we, that's what it's all about. Okay. We wrestle not against flesh and blood. Okay. We wrestle not against flesh and blood, but we wrestle then against powers, principalities, the rulers of darkness, and spiritual wickedness in high places. Okay. And spiritual wickedness in a high place can be another person's mind, okay, another person's thought or intention going out to try to control, bully, and take over either the mind of one person or the minds of a group of people. Okay, that is definitely group mob mentality, coven mentality, cult mentality. Okay, so recognizing that perspective, okay, allows us to approach things like bullying and spiritual warfare with, of course, a more holistic and profound understanding, which empowers victims of that sort of mind control with healing, okay, and with giving you tools and resources to counteract that type of spiritual warfare in your life. So that is what we are talking about today. We are talking about spiritual warfare, and I really can't think of any other subject than I could ever want to talk about. I know people want to talk about their love life and their career and all of this kind of stuff. And it's always good. If you want to know all about that, then you're, of course, welcome to reach out to my website, www.listenhoneychild.com, where you can book a private reading or consultation and we can go into some of those minute things, those things that really need to be worked on. Of course, I also have a profile on Premium Check where you can do it minute by minute, okay, or you can do a video reading, or you can just request that I produce a private video just for you. So those are the ways that you can definitely reach out and get some of this healing and get some of the understanding and the empowerment and the coaching you to better spiritual health, that you need. So on these little broadcasts right here, I just get on here and I play with my cards, and I call it playing with my cards. It's just, kind of like solitaire. You never know who's watching, but for the most part, it's just me versus me. You know what I'm saying? And that's all right too, because I'm always gonna win on that. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. So I'm gonna pull a few cards because sometimes, because when you encounter this spiritual warfare, this spiritual bullying, most of the time it's going to be in some sort of a personal type relationship, right? Okay, or friendship or something like that. Now, if you anything like me, then you have people out there hating on you that you don't even know, you ain't even heard of them, and I don't even. And when I say hating on, I'm not saying these people. I'm talking about people that have more than me. Okay, people that call themselves being more and doing more. The hate is still real, and it's not even that I get it directly from them. Okay, but it's usually someone that has had some sort of a close interaction with me, in some sort of way. Or the reverse is also true. It'll be somebody that have had some sort of personal situation with me. Okay, and because of that, it wasn't, it ain't because I done did nothing to them, but a lot of times because I am a person that will not tolerate someone trying to control me or to influence me or put black magic on me. Whenever I discover something like that, I usually turn into a ghost. Okay. I'm from Ghost People down in East Texas. We moves around. Okay, we moves around when somebody get to acting crazy, when someone gets feeling like they have some sort of ownership or control or whatever the case may be. That the in and of itself, as far as my generational blessing with that spirit, and also just the way I was raised, just move around. Okay, just move around. That's all. What we've tried to work it out at some point, whatever the case may be. But usually, if we can't work it out, then you probably will never see me again. I bless you with that. You know what I'm saying? I'll bless you with the gift of my absence. And a lot of times, because when you have someone that's trying to use you and someone who's trying to control you and someone who is actually trying to take over your identity, when you remove that from them, then it removes the power from whatever it was that they was trying to do. Okay. And then they find themselves on empty because they don't have you as a supply anymore. They don't have you, to try to puppeteer, try to make you do their bidding, try to make you be their voice, try to make you, you know, do the work. And then they, you know, show up you know, as if it was something that they fostered. My thing is that I'm always going to build people up. I love building people up. It's what I do. I'm a spiritual health coach. I'm going to build you up. But you also have to be able to sustain that. If I see that my identity is creeping in, then I will pull back because that's a place for you to develop for yourself. Okay. That's a place for you to become who you are, not for you to just become another version of me. Okay, that's not what I am. To me, that's demonic anyway. Okay, mimicking someone, trying to make somebody be like you, trying to make somebody do whatever it is that you do, like the way that you do it, that to me is also a place of spell work, bullying, setting wrong intentions, and all that kind of thing. And I just don't engage. So sometimes you can remove yourself from a person or a place or a thing, a situation, whatever the case may be, and that will be the catalyst. It can be the catalyst into someone figuring out figuring out, okay, so that wasn't me. That was the influence of that other person. So now it's time for me to find out who I truly am, okay, and what I truly have to offer in this world. So those are some of the efforts to counteract that form of control, so that people can get free. Whom the Son has set free is free indeed. Okay, it's very much free indeed. So, find your place of freedom. Let's shed some light on some of these covert psychological and emotional tactics that people can use to try to control you, okay, and make you do their bidding, make you do whatever it is that they're trying to make you do, and did it look like you did it instead of like they did it. I know I've had a person who has been ridiculed for supporting me, been was bullied for supporting me or whatever. That person didn't know anything about me, but someone came to them after they showed support to me. Someone came to them, and it was one of those covert things. Some y'all need to look up, Google covert narcissism. Look up that covert, mind control thing or whatever. Look that up, and find out, because it can be very covert. It can be that nice nasty, okay? It can be that place, where you really kind of, you know, that what is happening, but because sometimes they can be so sweet and juicy about it, then it has you questioning yourself and your own intentions. Baby, that's spell work. That is mind games and manipulation at its finest. And just to see it, you know, it's confirmation for me that, to continue to press my way, to continue to combat things like bullying, and to address its true nature, you know, the true nature of bullying, and the true deeper spiritual implications of how that happens, just to shed light, okay? Because some people don't know it's happening, okay? Some people don't understand that that's what's happening, okay? Yes, honey. Now, a lot of times, I guess sometimes people look at black magic and spell work as use of occult practices. Like they feel like, you done had to do something. No. See, what the Bible says is that life and death lies in the power of your tongue. It's the things that you say, okay? The things that come out of your mouth, that is the true spell work and bullying. It's not about you scooping up a teaspoon of salt and a half a pinch of cinnamon with some graveyard dirt and a chicken leg and thinking, that's not what that is. Don't none of that have to go down. People do all of that just for show, or just for I don't know, because I know I ain't never had to use nothing in order to make my intentions known in this world. It only requires you to speak. Okay. It only requires you to say a thing for that thing to be made manifest. Okay. It involves tactics, okay, to manipulate and harm another person. Tactics to set up a victim, with emotional and mental or physical control over how that person thinks, and as far as what that person says, and even putting that person into action, you know, to carry out the nefarious intentions of the bully. So I'm gonna pull a card. Yes, God, that's what it is. This is what it looks like. This is what spiritual warfare looks like. It has you trapped in your head, and even though this is the Eight of Swords, okay, this means you are trapped in your thoughts. Okay, this is your thoughts being set up for you. These are your thoughts binding you, cloak cloaking, closing your eyes to what's really going on. Okay, keeping you trapped in your mind. Okay, as to what's really going on, as to the real truth, keeping you trapped in your mind. Of about different people and about your people's intention, having you sitting up wondering about somebody, worrying about somebody. Okay, afraid to move one way or the other, afraid to make a decision one way or another. This is what you look like when you allow someone else's intentions and thoughts to be exerted over you, when you allow yourself to be controlled by what somebody else thinks, when you allow yourself to be put into action by the words of someone else instead of by your own intuition and by your own thoughts. Okay, and but not letting your own understanding guide you and lead you in the way of truth. Okay, this is what you look like, bound. Okay, trapped in your emotions. Even this can even be an emotion. This water on the ground, water is a card. Water is emotion. I saw that come up in a friend's cast. I'm glad that I saw that come up. This will have you trapped in some water. Okay, and watery water. That'll have you trapped in your emotions. That'll have you doing stuff that is not because you wanted to do it, not because you have seen things from your own perspective, but because someone else's negative intentions and thoughts have put you in a place of indecision, have put you in a mindset, okay, a mindset of under someone else's power. You can get free, but someone is playing with you, okay. Someone is bullying you from a spiritual perspective. Someone has you wrapped up, tied up, and tangled up in their mess, okay, and probably got it looking like you the one doing it. Hmm. Your behavior, not even of your own, under your own control. One thing about it, the one that was being called, being ridiculed or whatever, thing about it is when you open your eyes and you're able to see it. Okay, when you open your eyes and you're able to see that someone else is exerting control over you, when you're able to see that your thoughts are not your thoughts, when you're able to actually open your blind eyes and see, take off the blindfold and see what's really going around you, that's the first step to freedom. Because then you'll be able to say, oh, this person got me out here looking stupid. And they do. Oh, this person got me out here looking like I condone their fuckery, looking like I'm all right with the things that they do to people. Someone have you out here looking like you are right with it because you stand up with it, because you part of the group, because you part of the cult, because you part of the whatever the case, because you part of it. They got you out here looking like their trash is your treasure. Yeah. Mhm. It's time to get free. Thank God I'm free, and I'll never be bound again. Yes, honey, that's what it is. You are free. This is the truth. This is the truth. Bullying is modern day spell work. Okay. These bullies use intentional harm to exert control over others. And they will have you bound up in a mob mentality, group think situation where what they say is what you do. Mm, okay. They play too many games. Okay. I'm not even going to call signs. I'm not even going to do it like that. If I call signs, I might as well call names. And I'm not here to do that. Okay. But this is that energy. This is that energy of that it's a way of passion, emotional, being emotionally vulnerable. Okay. Tactics. This is gaslighting. This is manipulation. This is social isolation to exert control over a victim's psyche. Okay. Social isolation. All right. These are people that will stop fucking with you if you don't do what they tell you to do, or they will turn their intentions toward you. Okay. You know that if you don't do what they say do, then they're going to turn on you, and then you're going to be the one that is ostracized. You're going to be the one that is ridiculed. You're going to be the one put up and turned into, fodder. Okay. You're the one. So you come in this energy. You come in this where you'll do anything to be accepted. Will you do anything to be accepted by people just because they are in some way popular? Who are they popular to? Okay. What is it that's so wonderful about it? Because if you have to be in this energy in order to experience it, no, thank you. No, thank you. In order to experience acceptance, you have to become somebody's flunky. Is that what we're talking about? The cards don't lie. So I know, that's what that is. In order to experience acceptance, then you have to open yourself up to being controlled, manipulated, okay, and turned into somebody's flunky. The thing about it is at some point you will come out of that. Some point you will come out of it, and then, you know, when you get free, or if you want to get free, holla at me. You know what I'm saying? Because, baby, heal. Healing is available. Here, that's what we're here for, spiritual health. Okay. So that you will not be susceptible to things like gaslighting. You will not be susceptible to bullying. You will not be that person that is easily manipulated, okay, easily controlled, put out, you know, to do a job, to go about something, you know, that was never part of your character. That was never for you. It was never part of your character to be a part of a situation like that, to be controlled by another person, to be controlled by group think, by mob think, by cult think. Okay. It was for you to gain your spiritual health and your voice. Okay. And your voice so that you could speak your own truth, not someone else's lies, so that you could say how you really feel. Okay. Not to overexert, you know, the intentions and thoughts of someone who in and of themselves is trapped in a victim mentality. Yeah. Okay. Yep. And one thing about it, sometimes you get used because of who you are and because of what you have, because you have you do have control. You not control, but you do have influence. Sometimes people will try to come in and put their black magic intentions and spells on you because of the influence that you have. Because and those are the tactics that get a little bit more nefarious. Those are the ones that get a little bit darker. You know, those are the ones that may come from a victim mentality. If you are a person of influence, and if you are a person of power, okay, sometimes you might have someone come to you in a very low esteemed state, a low self-esteem state, and they will tell you, oh well, this person just bullied me and beat me down and broke me up and did all of this and made me a victim, and they slapped my mama, kicked my dog, drunk my juice, and all kinds of stuff. Okay. And then that will cause you to stand up. You know what I'm saying? Don't let any, because that's what I was saying. There are coverts. There are people that come at you with covert tactics, you know, crocodile tears. Okay. Talking about I was the victim of this person because this person is just so big and powerful. We got to get out of all of that. Don't be the victim in either any kind of way. Whether you are a person of influence, or whether you are a person who considers yourself of lower esteem and feels like they need somebody to have their back. You don't need nobody to have your back. All you do, God before you, who can be against you? You don't need anybody to have your back. You don't need nobody to stand up for you. You don't need nobody to tell your story. Okay, tell your own story. Be the hero in your own story. Okay, show that you got yourself up, through the knowledge that you gain. Okay, through the wisdom that you gain, through the times when you pull yourself up out of this, of this bound up, blocked, stuck, stagnant, unable to move type situation. It's best to address this situation from a spiritual perspective. Because, like I said, we wrestle not against flesh and blood. This is a spiritual battle, this is spiritual warfare. And it does have everything to do with how you influence or allow yourself to be influenced by another person's thoughts, emotions, or behavior. Whether it's your own or whether it's someone else's, it's important that you know how to sort it out for yourself. Okay. So that you don't claim nobody's, you know, victimhood. Claim the victory over whatever it is, whether it is other imposed or whether it is self imposed. Claim the victory, gain the freedom. Okay. And that freedom will push you forward into that place, because as long as you're bound, as long as but you can't even open your arms or hands to receive anything that the Lord has for you. Yes, ma'am. Face this with the mentality of faith. The Fool card, this is zero. Don't be afraid to start over. Sometimes, especially when you expose those negative influences in your life, especially when you expose the witches, wizards, and warlocks in your life who have exerted control over you and made you to do things that you would not normally have done. Now, maybe they did, because when the thing about it is, it does take a certain level of perspective. So maybe you were that person. Okay. Maybe you were that person that was easy to manipulate, which is why they did it. Okay. Even if you seem like you were strong, there would be, if there was somebody that that figured out your weak spot and how they could get in covertly to influence you, to influence your thoughts, to influence your behavior, to influence your emotions, to influence how you react to other people and what you do out here in this world. Now you the fool with it. Now it's time to start out on a new journey. It's time to learn something new about yourself. It's time to learn something new about your level of faith. It's time to open up your mind to thoughts other than what somebody else put in your head. Okay. Other than just, you know, going with the flow and doing what they do. Okay. How they do it, when they do it. Find a place of foolery for yourself. There is faith in foolishness. That the fool card in the tarot deck, this means you setting out. You ain't worried about nothing. You setting out on a whole new journey. Thank God for this energy. I'm so glad that it came up. Thank God, because somebody set themselves free. Just here, right here on today, somebody came through here and set themselves free and said that they resonated with that. And they now, this is going to be a leap of faith to find out, a leap of faith to understand where your emotional vulnerabilities lie, where you have been gaslit, where you have been manipulated. Somebody here has experienced, somebody listening here has experienced the social isolation that has come from not allowing groupthink to take over your mind, your life, you doing your own thing. Someone got free. Someone added a grain of mustard seed faith to their lives. Someone is adding that grain of mustard seed faith to your life to where you are able to now see your perspective has been illuminated. Your eyes have been opened. Okay. There's some watcher on today who realizes and who is acknowledging that they have been under another person or group control. This could just be confirmation. You've been under some psychic attacks from other people who have used you like a flunky, and yeah, you done went from flunky to fool. Hello, Jesus. You did. You recognize it now. There have been places of highlight and illumination, and now you even sense because of this that there is an urgent need for spiritual healing and protection in your life. Praise God. That's what's supposed to happen. Okay. That's what's supposed to happen. So now we can resurrect. We can transform. You can transform your life now. You can transform your mind now. Be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. Build up that powerful that powerful defense against bullying and negative spiritual implications of bullying. Okay. That whole social isolation, I don't know why, because that was the central focus. That's the one that the social isolation, someone has experienced social isolation for because they have removed themselves from the gaslighting and the covert narcissism of some group or groupthink. I don't know what it is. It could be a church, it could be a family, it could be a job, it could be just a group of friends group or whatever the case may be. But you have seen and you have felt the social isolation that has come from you taking back your power. Okay. And now you're ready to heal. Thank God. Thank God. It's time for you some new friends anyway. Okay. It's time for you to get into the company of people who think higher thoughts. Okay. It's time for you to get into the company of people who empower you, who show you ways to empower the way that you think, who show you ways to to strengthen yourself and to build yourself up. Because the more you speak your own mind, then the more you speak power into your own life, the more you make room for the shower of abundance that is coming towards you. Okay, because there's abundance coming towards you, but God can't bless you with certain things when you're in certain places around certain people doing certain things. Okay, now it's time for you to free yourself of all that. Make room for your blessings. Okay. And it don't mean because this is the three of cups. It don't mean that you can't have friends. Okay. You can, there are people. Yes, God. Thank you, Jesus, honey. There are people who will not try to exert their control over you. There are people who enjoy you being truly and authentically you, and not just some cookie cutter replica of a person who is trying to control you. Okay, mimicry is of the devil. Okay, mimicking somebody, trying to copy off of somebody, trying to be somebody else or do what somebody else, that you yes, it ain't nothing new under the sun, but God has something new for you that is especially for you, that ain't got nothing to do with what nobody else do. And sometimes that is why you have those weaker groups that will pull you in because they see the strength in you. That's why you get used, because of the strength and power that is evident in you and on your life. That's why they want to use you. Okay, that's why they want to use your influence. Okay, that's why they want to be back there in control of, what was that little old movie? Remember that movie? I can't remember that movie. I think it was Eddie Murphy or somebody. Like, he was a little dude, like a program or something in somebody else's mind. They want to be able to do that. They want to be in the driving seat, to try to try to make you do what they want you to do, make room for them, make them seem like they're some great one because of who you are. Okay? It never That's the thing. They try to play you small. They try to play you small. But the real deal is that it's them that know that you really are a big fucking deal. And that's why they try to control you. That's why they want to use your influence. That's why they want to use your platform. That's why they want to use you as a mouthpiece, because they see your power. They feel your power. Okay? But then, they try to use that good old black magic and spell work to try to influence you to their way of thinking, to entangle you in what it is that they want you to do. And that's just not what God has for you. Okay. God has new connections for you. Okay. Whatever ship it is that y'all got going, God has new connections, new friendships, new business partners, new jobs, you know, um, just new connections for you, good connections, people that you actually can work with, people that where all of y'all bring y'all stuff to the table. It's not just one person coming to the table with a cup. Everybody's coming. Everybody's coming with their own ideas and the ability to execute. Everybody's got it. That these new connections. I thank God for new connections. I thank God for any of you who have come and let me know, just letting me know, you know, that the influence has been positive. Okay, that the change is real, that there, even if you just got one good spark. Okay, one good spark of a new idea to elevate you and take you to the next level. I appreciate it. It helps me. It's confirmation. Okay, this is what God has for you. These new connections where people are not going to be afraid to support you because of what somebody else think or said. Okay. All right, girl. Yes, honey. As the world turns, world changers. We are world changers out here, you and me. We have the ability to change minds. Yes, we have the ability to change communities, schools, workplaces. When we speak up, when we tell people, when we empower other people, okay, to use their own power, to come into this thing under their own um, cognition, okay, instead of being influenced by what someone else is thinking or saying or doing in their lives, creating these safe spaces, showing empathy and showing love and showing acceptance for other people, just as they are. Showing acceptance for other people, respecting people for their uniqueness, for their unique gifts, and for what they bring to the table. This is what's coming. This world change that you are going to be a part of, because you got a whole group of folks, people that listen to you, people that are influenced by you, and you want to make sure that you are putting out the right words and intentions, and that you are not you know by proxy creating the control of a bully, but you are empowering people to claim their own identity. That's all it is. I got my own identity. You have your own identity that is completely separate from anyone else. It's like DNA. It's your own identity, it's your own gift, it's your own thing that God has given you, your own uniqueness. Okay. And really and truly, it's that uniqueness and authenticity that bullies seek to control. Okay. Something they don't want, bully don't want to control nothing, that's dull or boring. The bully want to try to control that thing that's popping. The bully want to control, even though the Night of Wands be out here looking like a flunky. Okay, this the Night of Wands. The Night of Wands is one that's up there. That's the player. That's the one out there that actually has fire. The one that actually had a fire. Okay, the Knight of Wands, this the one with the passion. This the one with the fire. That's you. That's the one they want to control. They want to control your fire. Don't can't touch my fire. What? No. You cannot touch my fire. Don't let nobody touch and try to control the fire that you put out into this universe and turn you into they flunky. Don't do it. One more card, honey, for the one for the road, baby. That's what this is. You are a superstar. Okay. Baby, God said, I know the plans that I have for you, the plans to profit you and bring you to a good end. You are the star, and they know it. That's why they want to control you. That's why it will be nothing better for you to just be out here as a shining star with your own identity, saying and doing your own thing as far as what the gifts that God has put out for you, than to let someone out here cause you to be their mouthpiece and spread these psychological and spiritual bondages and entanglements with their crap, bullshit, groupthink, and cult mentality. All right. Well, that was that. Oop, oop, that's that on that. Uh-huh, that's that on that. Hey, that's that on that. That's that on that. Oh, your angel number, spiritual number today is 336. Okay, this is a union. This is a perfect union of mind, body, and spirit. This is where you're headed. This is what you're going for. You are about to get out from up under somebody's thumb. Okay, happy, wonderful, glorious Independence Day. Okay, that's all I got. That is all that she wrote on today. I've had a wonderful time. I hope that you have too. If you've been blessed, okay, if you have been blessed, then hit me up on my website. We do take, Honey Child Ministries. We are a nonprofit organization, and in addition to this wonderful broadcast, we also do wonderful things in the community. Okay, we are humanitarians. Okay, and it is our goal out here to empower the people. Okay, so if you would like to send a donation of $1 or more to hashtag Listen Honey Child, we will definitely appreciate that. If you have a story to tell and you would like to do that, then this is also a safe place to do that as well. Until next time, I love y'all. Thank you all for watching. All right, and have a wonderful, wonderful Independence Day. Listen, honey child, I know that it's hard to find somebody to talk to when you're going through. I know it's hard to find somebody to listen without judgment. And sometimes when you're in a dark place, you need sound spiritual advice to help you on your journey. My name is Cherie Stern, and I'm qualified because I care.